case, and I'm afraid that it probably is going to end up being something that led to the death of a child, I hate to say.
It's like putting puzzle pieces together of your, suspicions or my own personal theories of what may or may not have happened that night.
He turned to look at me, and I looked at him, and I could tell he had a baby with her. She had a T-shirt and either training pants or a diaper on. It was too cold for that, I thought.
I hope they find whoever did it. I hope those parents weren't involved.
Apparently there was a 50-second phone call made from one of the family's phones to my cell phone.
It really just takes the one right nugget of information to kick this thing off in high gear, and that's what we're still looking and waiting for.
Lisa is the little girl that was going to hold this family together, that linked them together.
She's everything. She's our little girl. She's completed her family, and she means everything to my boys, and we need her home. I can't be without her.
Good evening, Jane Velez Mitchell coming to you live from Los Angeles. Could a break in the baby Lisa timeline crack the case of this adorable, helpless child who's been missing nearly a month? Baby Lisa vanished from her crib in the dead of night along with her parents' cell phones. So could a phone call from one of those cell phones be the key to solving this case?
I didn't have my phone at the time, but apparently there was a 50-second phone call made from one of the family's phones to my cell phone. About 50 seconds in length. I don't know what was said or who called or who answered my phone.
This is the woman who received, that woman with pink hair, she's the one who received a call from a phone that was in baby Lisa's parents' house, a phone the parents said disappeared at the very time that this child disappeared. Who made the call? What was said during those 50 seconds? Let's run through this timeline. On the night baby Lisa went missing, baby Lisa's mom, Deborah, put her down to sleep at 6:40 p.m. Between 8 and 8:30 p.m., a phone call from one of Deborah's phones to Jersey's ex-girlfriend, Megan Wright, is made. It lasts 50 seconds. 12:15, neighbors witness a man carrying a baby walking down the street. Then 2:15, gas station surveillance video shows a man walking down the road who matches that description. Finally, 4 a.m., the witness on a motorcycle sees a baby with a man walking, holding a child less than 3 miles from baby Lisa's house. All right, another shocking detail. Reports are Deborah's brother, the man seen here in this surveillance video, with his sister buying wine earlier in the evening that very night that the child disappears, has volunteered to talk to police and spoke to them for 2 hours. Does he have crucial information? All right, Jim Spellman, CNN correspondent, live in Kansas City, Missouri. What do you know about the homeless man, Jersey, and his appearance in court today? Tell us about the Jersey connection, if there is one.
Sure. Now, we know that Jersey is connected to this investigation because of this phone call. It was made to his ex-girlfriend. So that connects him to the investigation, not at all to say that he was involved in baby Lisa's disappearance or anything, but he's definitely part of this investigation now. He was arrested a few weeks ago on an unrelated warrant. He's been in jail ever since. Today he had just a short procedural hearing, about 90 seconds. He appeared. He now has a shaved head, and he went in and out of the courtroom. They continued everything for 2 weeks. So he'll be in jail for at least another 2 weeks. We still don't know what really his importance is, but geographically and now through this telephone, we know that he was in this area immediately before baby Lisa disappeared.
Yeah, and he also may have some connection, possibly, we don't know, to a garbage dump that was set on fire. That's another missing piece to the puzzle. The very night that the child disappears, a garbage dump in the area is set on fire. What do you know?
That's right. There's a garbage dumpster that is directly behind a yard right around the corner from baby Lisa's house. And this yard that connects the street around the corner from her house and this dumpster is a yard where he worked, where John Tanko, the man known as Jersey, worked from time to time. That day he was working turning sprinklers on and off. This was a route that we know from what a neighbor has told us and what is from ex-girlfriend Megan Wright has told us was their common route in and out of this neighborhood, was past this dumpster and through this yard.
Mike Brooks, HLN law enforcement analyst. Jump in.
Now, look, I think this dumpster, Jim and I talked about this last night. You've talked about it.
This is a route that Jim was just talking about where Megan Wright and Jersey, John Tanko, used to take on a regular basis to cut over to Brighton Avenue, which is the main drag next to those townhomes / apartments, Jane, on the way to the gas station. Now, did he light this fire? We don't know for sure, but one of the interesting facts in this case, they took that dumpster. Normally, you know, I was a cop and also an assistant chief in Fairfax County, Virginia, fire chief, and they don't usually take dumpsters, Jane, when there's a simple dumpster fire. Do they think this was connected? I'm saying they most likely think that it is, or else they would not have taken that as possible evidence. They would have just left it there like they normally do.
Yeah, and a couple of other facts. The mother of the missing child says cops showed her burning clothes or burnt children's clothes. And if there was a dumpster fire that night and the cops are showing the mother burnt children's clothes, what do you make of that, Mike Brooks?
Well, you know, initially, Jane, they thought that might have been what in law enforcement we call a prop. You bring someone in, you're trying to get information from, you put different things around the interrogation room or the interview room, and just try to get them, solicit some information. You know, was this maybe not a prop? Was this possible evidence? Because she also said that same night they showed her a map, and she called it with Doppler hits, but it sounds like it had to do with cell phone hits. So what does that mean? We don't know. But their phones that were taken apparently were prepaid cell phones. Now, the call that Megan Wright got, she doesn't know who handed it. She said there's about 8 people, as Jim Spellman has been reporting, that lived in this flop house, if you will, and they don't know exactly who took the call and the exact time and what was said or if there was any message left, because apparently it had been erased from the phone when she got it back.
Oh, there's a huge cast of characters in this drama. And Richard Herman, let's talk about the brother, because cops interviewed the brother today for a couple of hours. He's the very person who took the mother to the grocery store to buy a box of wine earlier in the evening and then purportedly took her back and dropped her off. But one of the problems is nobody knows. There's the mother shopping with the brother. The brother's in the black shirt. Now, he doesn't in any way fit the description at all of the mystery man walking around with the child in the dead of night. And by the way, we also want to say that Jersey, the homeless yard man, also is not the person who was carrying the child around in the dead of night, because one of the witnesses who saw this mystery man says he looked at photographs and that's not the guy. It's not Jersey. So it's not the brother. It's not Jersey. We know that this mystery man who was carrying around the child is somebody who lives in the neighborhood. Cops apparently know that much. But what do you think, Richard Herman, they're going to talk to this brother about, given that he went and bought wine with the mom and then supposedly dropped her off? There's conflicting information as to whether he went into the house or not.
Jane, first of all, let me tell you, you're doing an outstanding job on the Conrad Murray trial. I'm watching you every day. Outstanding, fair reporting. Very, very good. Excellent. Now, I think what they're doing is trying to corroborate the mother's story. It's important for them to trust what the mother said. You know, she had that little flaw, what time she actually went to sleep, and she came back to 6:30 after she put the child to bed. So they just need to corroborate her story, coming home from the store, buying the wine. The brother can do that. But this Jersey fellow, he's not out of the woods yet. And I know he's been interviewed, and law enforcement has said, oh, we've released him, there's no issue with him. I don't buy it, Jane. That phone call to his ex-girlfriend, Megan Wright, they were ex-boyfriend and girlfriend. There's something wrong here. He was deemed a drifter in the neighborhood. There's something wrong with his story. The route that Mike Brooks talked about, him and Vinny plotted it out earlier today. It's the route he took every day right by that garbage, and it's not a plus that they're showing the mother burnt clothing. That is not a plus.
All right. We are taking your calls on this. 1-877-JVM says. That's 1-877-586-7297. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk to a neighbor who was there that night and who saw what was going on in the neighborhood. Did she witness something crucial? On the other side of the break.
So it wouldn't surprise you that she was picked up without crying.
Right. Well, yeah, she's sleeping. You can, I mean, sometimes she cries. It depends on how long of sleep she's had. But, I mean, if you pick her up and you cuddle with her, she probably won't cry.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
We're trying to see if there's any connection between all these folks. We know the mother was drinking. The mother of the missing child admits she had probably 5 glasses of wine. She may have been taking anti-anxiety meds, according to some published reports. I'm not saying she's a suspect. She's not a suspect. Cops have not named any suspects in this case. But what do you make of this whole this cast of characters, and we're trying to figure out if there's any connection, Mary?
Well, it's definitely suspicious. I know that Jersey was around the entire neighborhood. He'd often ask to use a phone, or, you know, he'd ask for rides. We never gave him a ride anywhere, but he definitely was asking to use people's phones. I don't know if he, by chance, called from one of their phones at some point or not. I mean, I can only speculate as to what that would mean as well, but it's definitely strange.
We're going to go out to the phone lines now. Pam, Tennessee, your question or thought, Pam?
Yes. I watched your show last night, and on there, Megan Wright said that she absolutely knew no one in the family, baby Lisa's family, but also on the next show that you filled in for Nancy Grace, you interviewed a neighbor right next door that said she saw Jersey working and that she saw Megan Wright come over there several times and that she saw baby Lisa's mother give her a ride home. So I thought that was an interesting case. And then also...
I must have missed anything about baby Lisa's mom giving the woman with pink hair a ride home. That is completely new to me, and I have no independent confirmation of it. Mary Hurt, do you want to weigh in on that?
That actually was our next-door neighbor who had given Megan Wright's ride homes, not Deborah Bradley. Our next-door neighbor, the Watsons.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Thank you for clarifying that. Mike Brooks, is there a nexus, do you think, between all these people?
You know, that's what someone right now, I guarantee you, someone with the Kansas City Police Department as well as the FBI, their child abduction response team, they have analysts that take all this information and are trying to put all this together as part of their case management system. And I think we're close. I think we're close to a possible break in this case. It's not a matter of if, but a matter of when.